And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Factorio. We've left the ship here doing its thing to generate some more rockets. There's a little bit of balancing that we could do to maybe potentially get a little bit more throughput on various things, right? We've accepted the. I'm surprised we haven't received that yet. Where? Oh, I haven't set the wrong plan. That's why. Um, to improve this before we set out. Also, the other thing I think we're going to do is you have been taking shipments, right? Yes. One thing I have Gleba do, now I'm thinking about Gleba. Gleba, request the spoilage so it gets off the ship somehow. Oh, that's what happened on Gleba. Gleba died. That makes some sense. Um, hmm. That that wasn't expected. It was not expected. I don't know if I have any way to get Gleba going again. Okay, unless I have a request chest and it doesn't look like well, no, we have that request chest, so we can get that one destroyed to build that one. And then you can request the spoilage that we're dropping. And that'll give us some of that. There's a very low chance that will reset the system. We'll see. We're not going to go flying into Gleba. I want to go out to someplace else. That means this tech obviously isn't going to finish, because without Gleban science, that's not finishable. Is there any Fulgurin stuff we're missing? Because we got electromagnetic and we got uh, volcanic coming in, or electrical. Processing unit productivity, could you scrap productivity? Could you worker flying at speed? Scrap doesn't sound that bad. We'll grab a couple scrap. And then we'll swap over to the Vulcanus one. Metallurgical one. And the repeatable over there, because we're repeatables there as well, is low density. So we'll slop low density in and let it run. That way there's some science actually going. Actually, those are the ones that we're least likely to want to make efficient. So this gives us another 12% efficiency each. So in the ones where we've got 2 or more slots, it definitely makes sense to slide these in. Because then we can slide in something else like speed. And well, that would take us back off the energy core, energy min. But in theory, we don't need the energy min anymore. Or, well, we need a lot less. Maybe a good way to think about it. Now that we've got the solar panels in. So we got more of those coming up. Productivity is actually what I should probably toss in these things. It'll make them much more energy hungry, but I think that's an acceptable trade-off for them being more asteroid efficient. Because apparently asteroid efficiency is actually one of our bottlenecks. Okay, I have an idea for a temporary improvement we can do. Which we got a lot of armor-piercing rounds going around on this belt that aren't supposed to be on this belt. So we can liberate them. Like so, and that would be good. And then that allows us to have a better idea of what needs to be on the belt. We're throwing armor-piercing rounds overboard, yeah. I think we've solved the problem that's putting armor-piercing rounds on the belt. Just, that doesn't take them off. Oh, no, we haven't solved the problem. There's still a problem there. Okay, we've now solved the problem that's putting them on that belt. That should help to fix that over time. Those are productivity. So they'll run a bit slower, which is totally acceptable, and produce more output. We got buffers on here. I'm not too worried about those being running low. I might productivity these up. Remaining slots over here. Again, with the uncommon quality. So what's left, shove productivity modules into. Oh, and those are final lines. So those have to be speed at that point. So we could actually bring up quality. That would make the loading complicated. But the quality rounds would be more effective. No, we'll just leave them the way they are. It'll be fine that way. Scrap productivity 1 is done. And then, yeah, this would just be speed. We've got an extra 24 power. So just one would be as much as we could take without really jumping the power a lot. But that is a lot of speed in the grand scheme of things as well. And of course, this totally screws up the ratio. Let's be fair. It looked like we were a little low on the metal, so I slid, or on the iron, so I slid a double one in there. The odd one here and there is not going to make a difference from a power perspective. And at that point, it's going to be worth it to swap those to blue. And maybe even go so far as speed the belt up. Get more throughput. Interesting. Surprised it's consuming them that fast. Every once in a while something gets through. And oh yeah, at that point it is the foundry that's the bottleneck there. Oh, and these can be productivityed up. And in the case of the ice, it might just be worth pulling the water out. Or pulling the efficiency modules out entirely, I suppose. That'll slow them down, but it'll make them more input efficient. And apparently the input on the ice is still the limiting factor. Though how much of that is that we don't move enough to generate enough stuff here, and how much of that is actually our problem, I'm not so sure. Yeah, I'm thinking I got one of two choices. Either I can fly over to Gleba and fix the Gleba problem, because I suspect the Gleba is not fixed. Yeah, Gleba's not fixed. We're going to have to manually go fix Gleba. Or we can fly over, or make an attempt at flying over to our destination. I think I got enough bolts over here. Let's do the run to Gleba. Or oh, okay, so we've got those. Okay, those aren't coming up because we don't have the space for them. Or don't have the production for them. And with that, unless Gleba has magically got, or not, Fogar has magically got 50 rare solar panels. No, and that's actually just showing you how easy it is to make solar panels in Gleba, or on Fogar. Let's set ourselves off to Gleba. Both to see how fast the thing goes when it's actually prepped and it's got the fuel ready. And we get up just short of 200 kilometers a second. The armor-piercing rounds appear to be able to handle the medium asteroids at that speed. Maybe a different question whether we have enough grabbers to grab them all at that speed, but we have, if anything, we may have too many grabbers on this side for stationary grabbing versus forward. There we are at Gleba. Let's drop, fix the planet, and then we'll go off to Aquilo. I'm not worried about the launch capacity in the planet to get us back up, so because the freighter every once in a while coming by is dropping enough stuff to fix that problem. Okay, so we've landed. We'll grab the apparently high quality uh, nutrients. Grab that nutrients. I've got it in the bioflux, so we just need to start the bioflux nutrient maker up. Why did that not work? Because you don't have any of the green. Why is the green not? Because the seeds are backed up. That was actually not a problem I was expecting to have. We don't have enough seed storage, of all things. Interesting. Definitely a couple temporary fixes I can do to fix that, which is just put some chests in, get some chests involved. Okay, grab Only 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm going to need some belts, if we got any. We do. And the power poles won't hurt either. Okay, that's unjammed that one. We'll basically do the same here. Okay, sorry about that. I had a cough. And I assumed you didn't want that on mic in your ears. Okay, so that's running. And question is, did we get lucky and get one caught mid-cycle? No. So all the eggs are currently gone. So to restart the process, and that's probably what we should do. We should restart the process. It's going to require us recycling out a extra egg to jumpstart the process. Burn the high quality stuff. Yeah, we won't need you. If we get lucky, one will be enough. That's not what I meant to hit. That one. No dice. There we go. And we're off to the races. We'll pluck that for the moment so it starts properly. Oh, what broke? You broke. Why? Because you broke. So that's going. I managed to get one recipe off. It only needs to get one recipe off. The egg going around to get a new one. Get a new one. Around and around it goes, making eggs. He's working on that productivity as well? Yes. Okay. Let's try to get that one going as well. That one's a little bit more of the gambly one to get started. Yeah, that's the way we wanted to go. There we go. Okay, so this side should be started. And we nick those two and go restart the other side. Okay. Then I should not need to be here to keep this running until something else backs up. Okay, launch me. Or, oh, I know where we're at rocket fuel. I assumed I did not need rocket fuel here, so I haven't been importing rocket fuel. And what am I out of? Rocket fuel. We're out of rocket fuel. Who would guess that could be a problem? We're out of rocket fuel, of course, because the whole thing broke down. And rocket fuel is one of the outputs. Wait, that's an iron chest. For that to work, that needs to be a passive emitter chest. Let's fix that. What's the best way to fix that? Okay, that wasn't the best way to fix that. Okay, then we can put that stuff back, except for the passive provider. Because the passive provider is what I need in this situation. Oops, no, I need that passive provider. So the passive provider needs to be on the rocket fuel producer. Otherwise, the rocket fuel doesn't get to where it needs to go. There we go. And of course, we can speed this up by just grabbing a bunch of the rocket fuel and shoving the rocket fuel where it's supposed to go. Why wait for the bots to deliver what? Oh, and that should probably be a requester chest. I am surprised this is still functional. Yes. There's my steel chests. Plastic, copper, steel, green circuits. I think that's enough to build a requester chest. Yeah. Could use some more iron. Was that all my iron? That might have been all my iron. Oh no, there's the iron. I said I didn't need to worry about the capacity to get off the planet. Oh, how wrong I was. That's so I can request more construction bots and stuff be delivered to the Roboport, which is on that tab. So if you drop off logistics or construction bots, please load them into the network. That's the wrong way around. It's supposed to be no. I can know that was the right way around. It was just all the ones we had in the network. Okay. Swap you back to being a passive provider. We already set you up as a requester, requesting the spoilage. You need carbon. You, as a side effect, need to be a requester chest with a trash unrequested and ask for carbon. Okay. Oh, and request for spoilage, because you do need spoilage. The other one that needs the spoilage. Just we're going to be doing it the weirdest way we can think of. Here we go. Burning the spoilage to make the carbon fiber. Cool. Think it's working. And if I think it's working, that means we can leave. Take me to the space platform before we get stuck here again. Okay. So assuming everything's functional, we can make a run at Aquilo. Dump myself there, dump all the vaguely valuable stuff on the ship, and then fly the ship back to Novice to pick more stuff up. Is the plan. Yeah. Yeah, we got some assembly machines, we got some foundries, we got some regular electric furnaces, got some electromagnetic plants, got some robos and stuff. Um, how much more I need to bring in is a different question, but I think we're ready to make an attempt. Ship, plot a course for Aquilo. It is only a 30,000 kilometer flight. We get up to 200 kilometers a second, so it's not going to take very long to get there, assuming the missiles hold. Not yet at the big asteroids. So the machine guns are handling the problem we're running into. Well, we've got some big ones. I've seen some missiles fly. And that's going to become more and more common the closer we get. Third of the way there. Missiles away, handling the trouble as it occurs. Half the way there. We're actually getting faster. Didn't know the thing could go faster than 200 kilometers a second. I guess we're picking up better thrust because we're able to keep the water going or something. Maybe. Two-thirds of the way there. Yep. Safe arrival is, at this point, pretty much guaranteed. Got enough missiles to handle what we're running into. And we have arrived. Dropping to the planet. New planet. We leave and we see the accumulators are running empty. That's a thing. Yeah, we obviously don't want to have the platform sit there for very long. Travel to the planet Aquilo. Big lithium ice formations. I have no clue what we're gonna do here, but we're here. Above Fizzle, before you need to depart, toss as much as you can overboard. Just keep tossing. Okay, we didn't need to send the space platform down, but we did. Okay, with everything tossed overboard, you have a course set to Novice. We'll send for you when we need things. huge lithium ice formation. So harvest that. So we're getting ice, lithium, and that's ice platform, so we can expand the platform a bit. Okay. That gave us the lithium something tech. Lithium processing. So we can turn lithium into holonium plate. Oh no, to make lithium, we have to bring in a holonium plate and ammonia. We still haven't sourced enough holonium plate for the planet it's made on. Okay. And we turn lithium in a furnace into lithium plate. Okay, so don't like that first step. That first step's a bad sign. Second step's not too bad. Lithium plates required for the cryogenic plant, which is going to require us bringing in superconductors. We don't necessarily have a big surplus of that. And we have the way to heat, or to make fluorokine and cool it down. Make it hot, make it cold. Oh no, we have a way to make it, and then a way to make it cold. Got nothing to do with cold yet, but we can make it. We need to make a lithium plate for that. Okay. Which presumably means we need to figure out how to... Oh, and this is crude oil. So we got crude oil if we need to burn something. So there's lithium brine, and we got crude oil. That's our two resources other than stuff we take out of the lithium, huge lithium ice formations. Okay. So we are going to have to import a bunch of stuff, which does mean we need to begin the Bob Fizzle to do things. It's maybe not a good thing if you're not having the thrust to break Aquilo orbit. That's bad. Because I need you to at least make it to Gleba. I think if you don't get it halfway, you don't fall towards Gleba. Okay, pulse is a thrust. That's a start at least. Okay, we're gonna have to hope that that gets where we needed to go. Otherwise, we might have some problems. Because I didn't bring anything to burn. We might just be a little bit stuck until we can get that to work. I didn't spoil myself on this planet, so I have no clue what I needed to bring. I just brought random stuff. Mainly focused this episode on figuring out how to get here. We're gonna have to figure out how to actually function here in future parts, apparently. But we made it here, which is the start. I know this place is cold. Alright, so we can put ice platforms down to connect things, right? So that allows us to get across to here, for example. And I don't think... Can we put anything we want on the ice? No. So right now we're limited to the snowy areas. Until I bring concrete, I think. Or is it reinforced concrete? Gotta reinforce the ground, basically. So we got lithium, we got ice. And we got two new recipes. We got lithium, which means we need to turn the holonium plate plus brine and ammonia. What do we get from the brine? brine wells, of course. We're close enough that we should be able to see them if I wander up far enough north. Pump jacks. The pump jacks produce a yield. I think might just be lithium brine. Oh, that's a different thing down there. Are we actually making progress on that one? I don't think so. Did you actually pick up and deliver any from Gleba? I don't think so. Granted, Gleba I don't think is made enough for you to pick up yet, since it's been fixed. Did you fail to restart? I wasn't expecting it to fail to restart. Okay, so that half's broken. This side's still running? Yeah, that side's still running. Okay, so we got like one place working. So we got lithium brine, and we got, is that what this is down here is ammonia? Fluorine. We got ammonia and fluorine. Or we got lithium and fluorine. Fluorine is what we needed. Ammonia plus crude oil gets us solid fuel. Solid fuel plus ammonia plus water gets us rocket fuel. Oh, that reminds me. This isn't water, is it? This is that's ice, or not ice. That's that might actually be the ammonia. Okay, so then that's our three sources. Right? We've got fluorine, lithium, ammonia. Yeah. So the problem I'm running into right now is I have nothing to burn because I wasn't smart. Okay, it successfully made it to Gleba, and apparently on Gleba it has enough power to function roughly the right way. So it's picking up speed. More and more ice makes itself into the system. It presumably isn't going to be able to make the return trip anytime soon. Okay, well, so that might have been the route, right? The route we took probably had more ice on it, so we got a lot more ice in the system. So I suppose well, I can't do it right now because you don't got the thing. Okay, so we need to wait for you to pick up various different things. We need to basically start requesting things from Novice. What do we need? We need fuel. Bring us some coal. We're going to need some basic metals because apparently for crafting stuff that I can't think of ahead of time, I'm going to have it shipped in. So bring us like a stack of everything, of all the basics. I don't have an assembler for making heating towers. I can't see the recipe what it is here. I think we have the stuff with what I've got picked there for it to be made, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Oh, and that brings it up, right? So explosives, stronger explosives. Stronger explosives make the rockets better. Um, how much better? In theory, the game doesn't overshoot. So if you do get enough so that they have to shoot one less time, they will shoot one less time. This actually doesn't require anything that's off of. Okay, so we get the first two. The third one here is a Glebin special, so we'll take those first two. Get our explosives up that way. We'll save us a little bit of ammo on the main weapons. Oh, asteroid predator is Glebin as well. Meh. Okay, well we can get some science going that way. Trying to get the ship rearmed. Rearmed, re-equipped, and get stuff loaded to take back to us. Um, yeah, what do I have in the system that we could grab? I have pump jacks chemical refineries. There's 5 available on the planet. So that actually tells me I probably did not have that made on Novice. Okay. What do pump jacks require? Pipe, green, gear, and steel. So something that is really easy for me to sort. Cool. Like when a basic plan comes together. Okay. And then we can tell the other one only pick up quality. Yeah, cool. And then we import quality modules, or put quality modules in the thing. There we go. Make a bunch of pump jacks that way. Okay, so back up to our ship. That means we can request pump jacks, which it's doing. We already got. What do we already have? Got belts. We got undergrounds. We got things. We got pipes. Probably not enough pipes, but we got pipes. Is that easier to import or to make off-world? So 500,000. Actually, yeah, that's probably easier to make off-world and ship in. Because it's to make a stack of those is 1,000 copper, which is a shipment of copper. So it's already 2 shipments for one. Well, one and a part shipment, right? For Well, no, because it'd be 500 steel, which is, yeah, it's two shipments each. Okay, so we probably want to make the heat pipes off planet. And we need a heating tower. We'll probably make the heating tower on planet, because that just requires concrete. That's the only hard thing we need to import. Okay, so Bob Fizzle, we need to import some concrete. We just worked out we need that. And back on Novice, we should build some heat pipes so that we can export heat pipes. That is copper metal and steel beam, which is something I don't think I actually usually don't have together. We can probably borrow from the bus over here. It's going to be the easiest way to do that. And we'll limit it at something somewhat reasonable. Like what? Four stacks? We're gonna presumably need a lot of that, so let's have it ship up 2 stacks for us. Oh, how many electric furnaces do I have? 5. I think we want more than 5. So Bob Fuzzle requests that as well. 1 stack will be enough. I'll bring a few more belts along, which is fine. I don't have to fill a rocket, but that's because we're working on it. Anything else I want? We don't really need miners. I've already shipped miners in, which is too bad, but we don't really need any more of that. We're not going to ship in heating towers. We'll build them on site. Because as we worked out earlier, they're made of pipe, steel plate, copper plate. Oh, that's the heat exchanger. Heat pipe, boiler, concrete, right? We got all the stuff for that. Oh, hardest thing there is we don't have any stone, do we? So we're not getting stone out of this. So there may be no stone on this planet. Okay. In which case, Bob Fizzle actually should probably bring some stone, too. Because, yeah, we can bring 50 stone furnaces, which is like 250 stone, or we can just have it bring 500 stone. Just bring us 500 stone. And that's starting to get a bit full at that point. We got foundries, we got liquid plants, we got those. We may need more of those in the future, but for the moment, that's enough. Yeah, I'm looking at the time. We'll probably attempt a resupply at the beginning of the next part in the next stream. So, I think this is where I'm going to go ahead and put the break in for the night. Good to see the rockets are basically full again. So that means it'll be ready for attempt run 2. Did we bring solar panels? We brought solar panels. Okay. So that is something we can do. We do have some power. Some limited power. Before I log off, I just remembered something. We're gonna need some, and to be fair, we can probably build this with stuff we've got on the load already. We have that on the planet being produced. No. Okay. We'll just make another stuff we ship in. We obviously need a way to get ammonia out of the ocean. And ammonia plus ice equals ammoniacal solution. Wait. Ammoniacal solution plus ice, or no. Ammoniacal solution produces ice and ammonia. Okay, so if we can heat the chem plant, we can make ammonia. We can turn ammonia plus the crude oil, which we got there, into solid fuel to run the heater to heat everything. Run the heating tower to heat everything. So we just need enough heat to get the heating tower to get everything hot so we can run the thing. So I think we got a plan on how we're gonna get this jump started tomorrow. Or well, next stream. So if you're watching on YouTube, that will be tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, that will be 5 days from now, because I think this is where I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Now that we've got what we want launched or launching. 100 heat pipe coming. We got coal to burn to start the system. We got stone to build the furnaces, build the emergency furnaces. We got copper, iron, steel for making things that I forgot. We got pump jacks. We got furnaces. We got oil refineries, chemical plants, and some transport belt. And I think with everything else we've got on board, that should probably be enough to start the situation. Whether it's enough to get a decent base going is a different question. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to stay. So with that, let's go ahead and put the stream save in and call it for the night. So if you're watching on YouTube, hope you've been enjoying. This should be a product for you tomorrow. If you're watching Twitch, the next stream, Factorio, should be in 5 days. And with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.